Hey guys, what's up? It's Schla coming back to ya with another episode of Car Rides with Schla, and we are really pushing it today. We are definitely pushing it today. For sure. Because I was originally trying to be like a little bit late because I was trying to I was gonna intentionally be late because of what happened with the gas station last time, but I'm like too late now. You know what I mean? Like now it's like, well, I'm like mega late. So, not that it matters, because it doesn't matter, but my timing was just off, obviously. Now, I'm sure you guys are dying to know how I'm feeling because, yeah, I mean, it really was not good last night. For whatever reason, my symptoms escalated quite a bit. I definitely had a fever. I mean, I already like had assumed that, but I definitely had a fever. Although, again, despite me not achieving my permanent immunity that I want so badly, um, I do feel better. I mean, I had like a slight headache and I woke up slightly headachy, but after I ate, that sort of went away. Although it's still there, so I wouldn't be surprised, I mean, you try not to think about it, but the day could end with like a major headache that completely ruins my mood. Anyways, my voice is a little bit off, and the main thing I'm concerned about is I could kind of have a cough now, which I wouldn't be happy about, but I think it's just because of what I ate, because I ate some cheese with my food, and for whatever reason, sometimes when I have dairy, it irritates my throat a little bit, and I kind of get this cough. But it doesn't, like, I don't know. I'm not sure what it is, though, but I could have a cough, which would be horrible. But, I don't know what I could do about that. Thought about eating some honey before I left, because that's, like, the one thing that I do, I think, in terms of, I actually like honey a lot. So, now there's some debate about how good it is. A lot of people think it's good, but it is pretty high in fructose, so that's not great. But like I said, it's kind of this like in between thing where it's not an animal product, but it's a bug product. But it's technically not a plant either. So I think it's pretty interesting. But I do have some raw honey on hand. I'm probably just going to start eating it because I want to be fortified for this winter. But it's not these things sneak up on you like I said, but we're making some adjustments. We're going to start eating way more beef, really load up on zinc. That should definitely help. And then, like I said, I'll probably start having honey every night or something. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. It is what it is. I guess I should research into that to see what is actually ideal. So, but yeah, it was bad. It was not a good night. Not a good night at all. I wasn't really expecting, like, I felt worse. I definitely kind of made it out of work right at my limit, I want to say. And I could have even left early yesterday if I really wanted to. Kind of crazy. I don't know. It is pretty crazy to think about. Pretty crazy. But yeah, so I think the fever spiked towards the end of the day yesterday, like pretty late last night. The fever spiked, and yeah, it was obvious. My vitals were off, so. But all things considered, it wasn't as bad as the other time I went to work sick. So, like, what can you do, you know? I don't know. I still can't complain. I think most people would have definitely had to stay home yesterday if, you know, or they would have left early, but I just persevere. I don't know. And again, it's also because I don't feel like I have a fever anymore. Obviously, time will tell about that, so I'm not going to be making really bold claims yet, but I genuinely don't feel like I have a fever, so yeah. Yeah, see, that's what I don't think it's a cough. I think I just have, you know, my throat is like, I think that's different than like an actual cough, because that's my main like pride, ego thing is like I haven't had a cough in a exceptionally long time. Even that last time I was sick pretty bad, I didn't have a cough. So, you know, I just like to maintain that and maintain my cough immunity. Yeah, I mean, I guess we made the right decision waiting until today for gas, but at the same time, I don't really know. And we also, again, definitely left the house like way too late. Probably about 5 minutes late than I really needed to, but it is what it is. I think it's fine. You know, I don't know. Wow. Yeah, I don't know. That didn't feel that great. That sneeze was not a good sneeze. So, I think I should have brought the honey. I think it's just because I ate, though. You know what I mean? Like, if I didn't eat, I don't think my throat would be the way it is right now. That's the thing. I think it's just because I ate food, and I guess when you have a cold, you could have. But I kind of sound worse. So that's like the thing that's a little bit crazy, is like I sound worse. I do. I think I sound noticeably more congested and stuff. Although I'm actually trying out a new experiment with drinking water a little bit later. So that's like the other issue. In about 30 minutes, I'll start drinking some water. And yeah, because I heard it's better to space out water if you can. So I'm going to start trying to do that, because in the morning it's just so tight with the timing and dicey. I would just end up, like just really drinking water and eating. And I've heard it's better to separate those. So this morning was actually the first experiment of that, where trying to avoid water in the morning. In a way, I sort of, this is just, I'm just spitting what I'm thinking right now. I do miss I guess I miss my past life a little bit, if that makes sense. Isn't that, interesting? I do miss the past life in a pretty big way. I didn't have to work, and I don't know. But I don't think I was appreciating it. Like I said, I definitely feel like I needed work in my life. I wanted money. I wanted growth. I just wasn't in the place to even enjoy the life I had before. Not really sure why, but yeah, I drove a little improperly there. I'm not sure why, like coming up to the stop sign, I usually like barely use my brake for a stop sign, but that time I definitely used my brake. I don't know if I just wasn't paying attention or what the problem was there. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, we also probably shouldn't be talking as much as we have been. Like, but I just can't help it. I mean, I look, if my sickness is making me not talk, that means it's really bad, you know. Because I've definitely had colds and stuff before, and I'm still pretty talkative and upbeat and all that stuff, just because, you know, I don't even know how else to be, really. I don't know what else to do with myself, you know. That's kind of what ends up happening. It's like, what else do you even do with your, like, if me not talking is like, I just can't even imagine that. So I can never just like rest my voice. I don't really think that is an option. So yeah, I guess I was hoping for some deeper ideas, but there is quite a bit of biological reporting to do. So, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. I guess it's not a super deep day. But it is a gas day. And also, it looks like nobody's on the road. Kind of funny. Well, is it funny? I don't know if it's funny, but yep, pause, moment of no talking. I mean, I'm pretty understandably tired, so think I should be cut some slack, you know. Pretty understandably tired. Yeah, and my sleep quality wasn't great either, cuz I guess I guess when you're sick, the watch doesn't really. Yeah, I don't know. It might keep your BPM is a little bit elevated, and at the same time your breathing is, so either, I mean, maybe the watch just can't detect it well, but I think that it probably can. No, I think like they would probably put in some kind of thing to mitigate that, but maybe it's not possible. And so yeah, it just makes it look like you woke up a ton in the middle of the night, which could be the case, but I don't think that was the case. But I do agree that I didn't sleep very soundly. Like, I could tell that, you know. But yeah, I guess the timing's been good of this. Because at this rate, I mean, if my symptoms now hold, then I think that would mean that it will be pretty much better tomorrow. But again, who knows? We'll really have to see where this We'll have to see where life takes us, right? But hopefully in the future my perma immunity will begin to kick in. But yeah, I'm just grateful that because even when I woke up this morning, I really was not feeling great. But by now, I actually, I'm feeling pretty good right now. Which I think is pretty, because I really was, like I said last night, and I guess maybe that's accurate then, because I did say in the car ride last night, I said that I was just going to go home and go straight to bed. But, I didn't actually believe that, but then that is what I did. But it wasn't comfortable at all. Because, again, I'm not feeling well. So it's like, because, I definitely had a fever. It would be like too hot, and then I'd get the chills. No, yeah, and then too hot again, like that kind of thing. So, oh yeah. But I still feel residual weakness, of course. I can't deny that. But I'm grateful. I'm grateful for how I'm feeling, at least, because it is so much of an improvement. But I'm fairly skeptical as the day goes on. I just don't know. I don't know as the day goes on how that's really gonna last or pan out for me. All right, I really wish I was getting a download now for some kind of interesting thing to talk about. Like I'm not, and it's really. Last morning was so good. I feel like I had things to bring up, but I guess you just can't win them all, as that's the truth. And then I honestly think, like I said, the walk switch law, they're sadly better because they're done like in the middle of the day. So I don't know. There's like a completely different tone or energy with them. I really wish people, I don't know. It's like the way they design the headlights or something. Like I want to get my back window further tinted, but I know I've thought about getting my windows a little more tinted, just slightly, but the problem is nighttime visibility does go down a lot, so it's kind of a shame. Yeah, just blanking. Isn't that crazy? I mean, yesterday I was like speaking like a scholar, and then today it's just like I don't know. That's all. I don't know. That's all. You know what I have been thinking about? I don't know if I said this yesterday or not. And I've actually been thinking this for the past couple days. Life has seemingly just been going by way too quickly. And I guess that's because I was set up for unrealistic standards about things because I didn't work for quite the period of time, you know. So there was, again, because after school I didn't have any responsibilities from like 18 to 21, like 21 and a half. So I don't know if my brain was probably just set up in this really unrealistic way, but well, then I'm also working extra long shifts, so I'm working more than most Americans. If you combine my commute and my total time spent working, it's probably pretty high up there. And not that I really have a problem with that, but after a while, I guess it kind of hits you a little bit. You know, there's some kind of an impact, and you really don't have any time. And I don't know. I mean, how much time would it take for me to really... What? No, I'm just so confused because that guy, like, really was weird. I think that guy was just really weird because even the guy behind him, like, just cut out behind him. Because that was just weird. It was just weird. I thought my car popped up with a little gas indicator. It still hasn't popped up. That's kind of lame. But we'll be there soon. So I guess I'm getting gas right at the right time. No, I just feel like time, it's going by too quickly. There's something like weird about, I mean, I guess you could say maybe it's working, but I don't think it's just working. I think it's also just maybe technology now. The way entertainment is different. But I don't know. Because now it's getting to the point where I've been working and you pass through certain months like again. And it's always like, oh, well, that didn't feel so far away. Like that, you know, I can remember last August and it didn't really seem that far, but now that's like over a year ago. And I have such a vivid memory of last August. It's kind of crazy, really. Does that make sense? I think maybe it's a memory thing too. Because I know people don't remember stuff as well as I do. I know that for certain. I know people just don't remember. So maybe because I remember, it skews my comprehension of the time a little bit, or something like that. Oh, right, we usually get my wallet ready. Yep, this is the usual. Yeah, I know, like, we came, like, way too late. I don't think I'm gonna have been this late to work in, like, an exceptionally long time. Like, I can't even, absolutely no idea. It's probably been months since I've been this late to work, but it's probably okay. It's probably worth it. I had a little more time to just like chill and decompress in the morning, but then at the same time, you could make the argument that, you know, if I might as well have just left 5 minutes earlier because, you know, really, I'll be able to get out early. But you know what? That really doesn't matter. I think today I can just leave kind of whenever I want. So it's like whatever. I don't know. I think it's fine. I think today especially there was a valid reason for it. But yeah, I think, you know, the speed of life, it's changed too because of the loss of hope. You know, there's, I mean, things, I guess my life has gotten so much more repetitive, which I don't have a problem with, but it is, because I had free time and I spent a lot of my free time doing repetitive things, but it obviously wasn't just like so, I don't even know. I mean, I feel like since I've been working, I never even do anything anymore. You know what I mean? It's just like basically never even do anything. Yeah, the gas thing still hasn't popped up. So I don't know. I mean, we pushed it a little bit. I think we're probably like 10 or 15 miles off from where I would want to be, but we're hardly in any type of danger zone, so it's fine. It's gonna be fine. What is this person doing? Too slow. Dude. This is like not... Sorry, this guy in front of me just like really weird. That was kind of stressful. Because he merged onto the highway, but he's going like... He's just going like a solid like 41, and I go slow, but when you're merging on, you have to, I just don't know, like he was really, and man, that's like weird. So cuz then there was this other guy, like if there, and then there was this other guy I knew was behind me trying to get on, and I would have had to put my brakes on to let them both go, and I didn't want to do that. So it just became this like dicey, or like, you know, this dicey situation, way dicier than it needed to be. You know what I mean? It's, wow, like I just can't believe that. Literally cannot believe it. It's crazy. But yeah, because I don't care about people going slow, but I mean, you gotta be accelerating. You can't just not accelerate. I don't know how much sense I can make of that. Just like not accelerating at all. That just doesn't add up. All right, well, we have arrived at our destination, so it's been schla, but now it's time to be right back. Schla. All right.
Join the best soccer league in the world.
I don't know if that was as fast as my usual. Kind of doubt it. I don't know. I know that one time I was like, again, like I said, it was like I was at the pit stop on the raceway. Like I was really going through it. And yeah, I don't know. Today it was like, I guess moderately fast, but it wasn't like overly fast. I don't know. Oh, great, light's red. Oh, great. Oh, great. Yeah, no, I think we're gonna be later than I thought, especially. Yeah, I don't know. I just was so focused on. It is funny though, 'cause I get pretty obsessive about the whole like being on time thing and stuff, but it really, I mean, my timings will be like 4 minutes off or 5 minutes off, something like that. I think it's pretty funny because there's a lot of people who it's like, I don't know, I don't even know that they think about it. No, like they don't even think about it, and they probably do a lot worse. Like for somebody, when they're off timing, it's gonna be way more than that. I don't know. That's just what I think, at least. But yeah, I think my lifestyle is just a lot more abnormal than a lot of people's, I suppose. And that causes me to feel the way I do. Because it's so deeply disconnected from the way the rest of humans act. But it's always been that way. So I don't really get why now it would be any different. Yeah, because that's always been the case. It's always been the case that my life's been different. I think I was onto something with the repetition of it. And the older I got, the less humans I was socially close to. Like my friend and family circle had shrank. you know, the older that I got. So, yeah, I think that's kind of what happens when that stuff happens. Like, you interact with less family, with less friends, and more time on a screen instead. But I mean, there's people with busier lives than me that presumably feel similarly, so I don't really know if that's like the only explanation, honestly. Could absolutely be something else to it. Could just be partially how I am as a person, but I think there's, you know, there's been pain of just more people disappointing me, things like that. You know, like as time has went on, I've become more and more aware of how different, or like, it's not really just different, it's just how much more seriously I take things compared to other people, take other people seriously in particular, you know, care about people, remember people. More people have hurt me, more people have let me down, so, you know, what happens? I'm confused. I don't know. I don't know what was going on there. Yeah, it was weird. That was weird. Anyways, yeah, I mean it's been more repetitive and it's felt less significant, honestly. Like the biggest significant thing is, of course, now I'm working, now I have a job, but in general, I think my life has felt less significant than it ever has. Have some scraps of paper to show for it, but what good is that when you sold your soul? You know, I don't know. Has it even been worth it? It's interesting to think about. It's definitely interesting to think about. Yeah, I think this guy behind me is probably pretty angry. He's in some kind of van truck thingy, and it's old and it's weird looking. He's like almost tailgating me. There was one time this guy was tailgating me. I think he was in a Subaru. It was like the weirdest thing ever. Like, I was already going kind of over the speed limit. This was like probably, wow, like a year ago. See, that's what's crazy. Just like how long, just how fast time has went by. You know, it's like really weird how that turns out, how that shapes up. You know, I mean, how does that happen, man? How does time go by so quick? It's very disorienting. Super disorienting, man. Yeah, and then he floors it. Yeah. He's old. I've never even seen a van that old, honestly. It was a Dodge. It was a Dodge van, but it was, I mean, it was old. Looked mega old, you know? But yeah, no more getting here this late. This is just. But the truth is, they may. Oh, whoa! I'm forgetting to even do my whole thing. What? What? Because I'm supposed to like. Yeah, I'm supposed to clock in. Like, what? What am I? Yeah, it's weird. I guess it's a hard thing to explain. The way I'm feeling about things. Like, at first, working is like exciting, but soon it just becomes worse. But things are just getting so tight now. Not working is hardly an option. I mean, it's just like those dreams are a thing of the past. They are a mega thing of the past. Alright, well, we should be in a little bit more of a hurry than usual, right? Because it's like we got here so much later, and yet I'm not. I'm not really in much of a hurry. Not any more so than I usually would be, so it's great. That's great, you know? I don't know what I'm doing. Alright, let's get situated here. Yeah, it took a while to get here. Let's see, let's see. Alright, and this goes in here. And then this goes in here. And I think, no, that doesn't go in there. Goes in here. And I think we are ready to go. So I think on that note, it's been schla, but now it's time to buy schla. So, see you schla.